We must all digest the fact that that which we considered ourselves to be for so long was just a myth. Really, before we get into any ideas about the nature of awareness versus consciousness, today can we digest this, that all that I considered myself to be, all that I might still consider myself to be, is pure myth. The mythical person, the mythical ego. And does a myth need to be killed? Don't need to kill a myth. Just the idea or the belief in the myth dissolving is the killing of the myth. It is not a physical entity that needed to be destroyed, the ego. So are we digesting this really? That everything I consider to be true about this one, this person, this is how I am, this is what happened to me, this is the story of my life, is all just mythical. Why? Not because the appearances did not come. The appearances might have appeared in that way. But what I was believing myself to be, I was believing myself to be a person, a separate entity who is the experiencer of all these appearances. Now we are finding that that experiencer is not personal, it is consciousness itself. God is playing. Because we check and we check and we check, and we don't find this individual entity. It only has a representative. That's the miracle, you see. The Leela is that the non-existent one has a lawyer to represent it. It's the mind's voice. Convincing you, convincing God that God is a person. How to let go of that which is false. How to let go of that which is false is only to let it come and let it go. If there was a voice in your head which kept telling you that you are a pink elephant, you see, but when you check, you see you're not one. Would you still keep saying, but my mind is, but the mind is, but the mind is? You know that it is not representing the truth. It is representing the voice. It is pretending to be the voice of this pink elephant which doesn't exist. Once you see this to be true, then to be rid of the false, because there is no evidence of this pink elephant, you see. You check, you check, you check, you don't find this pink elephant. Only this voice keeps coming and saying, I'm an elephant and I'm pink. This is my forest. This is what I want. This is what happened to me. This is the story of my pink life. You see, that's what I mean by our thoughts will go from being our tormentor to being like a comedian in our head. And the example is not ludicrous because the belief in this personal identity is the same as the belief if we believed ourselves to be pink elephants, the non existent one. It's just simple like this. And we feel that when we come into spirituality, what will happen is that the pink elephant will find better pasture, will find a pink partner, he'll find some happiness, some peace, some joy. You see? But what happens in the company of the truth, which is the definition of satsang, is that very strongly the push comes to inquire into whether it is true that I am this pink elephant. Is it true? You see? And initially some resistance can come. Initially some resistance can come and it can say, but I came to find some. Okay. I came for some happiness. You see? I came for some juicy sugar cane for the pink elephant. And now all that you're doing is asking me whether I'm really a pink elephant or not. That's all that we are really doing. But what happens is that we continue to take on the elephant's voice and say, but now I want to understand consciousness, I want to understand awareness as the elephant. So our mental understanding about even spiritual concepts is as useless as the elephant searching for sugarcane, the non-existent one. See? So we must digest today and now the fact that we do not exist as this entity, as this separate entity. And I repeat, to let go of the false, all that we need to do is not believe what the voice of the false is saying. And to see for ourselves what we really are. Even now, whatever thoughts might be coming, who are they representing? What are they referring to you as? Even the thought which says, I am God, is referring to who actually as God? See if there's a sense of separation in that. You see? Because when we say I am God, we are actually saying everything is God. Only God is. But this is not what thoughts are referring to. So come to terms with this enormous yet most obvious discovery that that which we have referred to ourselves as for so long has no existence. So then, as we let go of ideas of this pink elephant, then there comes a point that the the memory of believing yourself to be one itself seems laughable. All our worries, all our concerns are just like the concerns of this elephant, saying, where will I find my next sugarcane patch? Come to terms with the enormity of this discovery. Don't shy away from it, even if it seems too vast. Don't run to a concept, no matter how spiritual or advanced the concept might seem, with the promise of your completion of your understanding. The completion of our true understanding is the dropping of our mental understanding. As long as we are looking for the mind to get to concepts of who we are, then know that it is still mental, it is still personal. Why must that which is prior to the appearance of the mind, why must that need the mind to find out who it is? That which is present prior to all appearances continues to exist with or without the mind. What is that which is prior to all of this? How can it be? The wonder is, how can it be that we consider ourselves to be so much this non-existent entity and we miss what we are in this moment right now? Just because some sensation is there, just because some thought is there, just because some constriction is there, who is aware of that? Are you the constriction or that which is aware of it? Are you the thought or that which is aware of it? Who are you? And a very good place to start is I don't know. Don't be in a rush to know. To know mentally is not going to help. So a very good start is to see that I don't know who I am. But one thing I do know is that there is no person here. Actually, this much is enough to come to this I don't know. Because then, in this space of I don't knownness, all insights come. There's no need to rush to get more and more insight. As long as we can see that I am not a person, what does it mean to see this actually? It is just the seeing that who has these stories has no existence here. And the stories are also the same old, same old. You talked about the four stories that usually we have. All life is just a combination of these four stories. Wanting better relationship, wanting monetary financial security, wanting healthy body, and wanting some lasting happiness, peace, and joy. The search for freedom itself. Basically, all our lives are just different variations of these four stories playing at different times. So, who is it that wants better relationships? Are the atoms and molecules which make up your body, are they interested in any relationships? In the same way, who is it that even wants freedom? There is no need to rush to any answers. Don't be afraid to admit that I don't know. Because in this not knowingness, we are letting go of mental knowledge. We are admitting that the mind cannot actually have a good answer for this. You see? So I don't know is much more useful than a mental answer which could be consciousness or awareness. If it is just mental. You see? Because the mental saying that I am consciousness or I am awareness will not help us when we have a breakup in our relationship, when we lose our money, and the health of the body starts to deteriorate. And when we find that this mythical freedom we are not getting, there is no value to these concepts except if they're used as pointers to point to what we are, to give direction to our looking in a way. That is the only use. But when we start mistaking the milestones and the arrow marks for the destination itself, you see, then that is the spiritual ego. So look for the person, really look. All of you, really look with full integrity. Look for the one who wants better relationships, wants freedom, wants financial security, even wants a better body. Who is this one? And I know you've done this before. So like a stewardess in the airline, I'll say, I know that you all heard these announcements before, but I still request you to look again.
Father, may I share something?
Look for the person. Look for the one that has likes and dislikes, desires and aversions. And don't go with any mental conclusion. Continue to look. The mind says, there is no person. Yes, yes, you see this. Then inquire into who is speaking and who is looking at this thought also. Is there anything personal there?
Father, may I share something?
Is there anything personal there?
Okay.
Where is this person sitting? Is there an entity sitting inside your head? Because I remember that it was the predominant feeling like this. Like there's somebody sitting inside our heads and driving this car called the body. Isn't it? Saying, I can direct the body, I can move it. How? It has no idea. Not a finger it can move. And yet the finger moves. The mind doesn't know how to move it. Which thought can move something? Just like a sage said, presuming I'm the doer is like presuming that I am doing the digestion of my food. It is just happening. Right now, millions of processes are happening in the body. And there are so many. I've been helping my son with some biology studies that he's doing. And you're amazed at the intricacy of the functioning of this body, at the supreme intelligence which runs this body. The mind does not have a clue. If a germ enters, then the whole body reacts and it sends, warriors to meet them and fight. Who's doing all of this? Is the thought saying, now you go, this germ has come, and sending the antibodies or all of these things? It's not. It has no idea. Who's doing all of this? Even if we don't know who's doing all of this, or we don't admit that it's God, at least we can see who's designed this supreme intelligence.
Father, may I share something?
The dynamic aspect of you.
Maybe my mic is on.
The bad news for the person is that in knowing this, that I am God, usually does not help the person in any way. And if there's this personal desire that the discovery that I am God will lead to my life becoming a certain way, then even that will have to be dissolved in one way or the other. So if the person doesn't even know, if this voice in our head doesn't even know how to move a finger, then how can we say it runs our life? What should I do next? And how can a bundle of thoughts be experiencing our life also?